Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my videos. Today in this shot we have the 2005 Honda Civic. If you guys haven't been watching any of my most recent videos, I recently got this Honda Civic from a coworker. This car was completely free, and now that it's in my possession, the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that this interior is nice and clean. I want to be able to drive this car and not feel achy while driving it. Now I've seen a lot worse, so this car really isn't overall that bad. In a bit I'll give you guys a closer look on how the car actually looks, but I already went ahead and got a head start with the floor mats. As you guys can see, the one on the right is so clean compared to the one right here that's all grimy and icky. Now keep in mind that this right here was the driver's side's floor mat. You can tell because it's a lot more beat up, so that was a lot dirtier than this. Now I want to start off by doing the floor mats first, just because while we do the car, these things can go ahead and dry. Now you guys already saw how nasty this one is. We're gonna try and get it to look like this one over here, and what I use is this degreaser right here. Now I did dilute it a bit. I did a 1:1 ratio of water and degreaser, half water, half degreaser. And what I did to really get in there is use this drill with this drill brush attachment to it. Now that really helped me get in on there and agitate all of the dirt to actually remove it. But one thing I will say is don't use the same brush that you're using on the floor mats in the interior. Now I did mention we're gonna clean this interior, and same like the floor mats, we're gonna agitate all of the dirt using a drill brush. Now for the interior I have this yellow one. For the floor mats I'm using this gray one, and the reason I do that is so that I don't cross contaminate. Floor mats are really dirty. That's where our feet lay. We can step on dog poop and that'll get embedded into our floor mat, so I don't want any of that on my seats or carpet, so that's why I don't cross contaminate. So we'll have this brush set linked down below for you guys, but let's get these floor mats nice and clean. And just like that, this floor mat is nice and clean. I'm telling you guys, this thing works like a charm. But I am gonna have a link down below for you guys. You can buy this thing at Walmart for like 8 or 12 bucks. Alright, I'm leaving the floor mats in the trunk. But now that the floor mats are nice and clean, we can go ahead and move on to the front seats. Now I am gonna use the water and degreaser solution to get these seats nice and clean. I'm gonna give you guys a closer look on how these guys look before we start, but again, I'm not gonna use the same brush I use on the floor mats. I'm gonna be using a whole different one, so let's get it. Going to take out Mr. Sprayer. We'll also have this link down below for you guys. I find myself struggling to get the floor mats soaking wet. This thing sprays mist more than it does spray straight liquid. So I'm just gonna transfer it into this. You guys are gonna see me use this in a bit, but this is still just water and degreaser. Figure I showed you guys that because in the time lapse you're about to see, that's what I'm gonna use.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last.
Alrighty, let me get my flashlight. These seats are looking so much better. When I first got this Honda, And if you pay attention to the beginning of this video, there was a big crusty part right here. That is now all gone. This seat, however, is soaking wet. So what I plan on doing is removing the seats. The sun is still out and it's really bright and strong, so I'm gonna let them sit and air dry in the sun. I feel like by the time we're done cleaning the interior of the car, the seats should be fully dry. But if I leave them in here, they're gonna take a couple days or even a week to dry, so I'm gonna use the power of the sun. Nothing really complicated to remove them. It's just gonna be two 14mm bolts in the front and then two 14mm bolts in the back. You can see the front ones right there. And then if you move the seat, you can locate the back ones, which they're behind that plastic cover and that plastic cover over there. So we also got to remove these two. And then lastly, there's a sensor underneath the seat. I feel like if we unbolt the seat and tilt it back, it'll be easier for us to remove that sensor rather than working under here right now and trying to get it out. So that's my plan of attack. Alright, the seats are now out. These are gonna dry out in no time. Now, let me show you guys a closer look at this interior. Because you guys are gonna see it before and after, I want you guys to see the before. So, without further ado, let me show you guys this Honda's interior. Now that I showed you guys a closer look at the interior, I want to tell you guys my plan of attack. I want to start off by cleaning up the dashboard first. Once I do that, I want to take care of the center console and armrest. I'm going to be using the exact same thing I'm using on everything else. And that is going to be the water and the greaser. Now to help me agitate all of the dirt and actually get in on there, I'm going to use this brush that I got from Walmart. I actually got this brush for my wheels, but because I don't want to cross contaminate, I went ahead and got another one. Like everything else, I will have this link down below, but this is what it's basically called. I know it's for leather, but this is all plastic, so I just want something that's not going to scratch it, but it's going to be strong enough to agitate the dirt and get it off there. So, and then once we take care of the dashboard and center console, we can move on to the floor. Alright, quick update. Toby is outside with me now, so you guys might see him around. But I went ahead and cleaned all the windows, even those three back ones over there. And obviously the center console and dash are now nice and clean. There is a lot of scratches, but we're not able to remove those. So this right here is the overall end result. Nice and clean. Again, it has a very matte finish because we used the greaser and there's no kind of like coating on there. So right now, because we got those two things taken care of, I want to move on to the back seat. The reason for is there is this pink stain on there and I'm not sure what it is, but let me show it to you guys. It's this one right there. It's located right behind the passenger seat, but take a look at that. I don't know what that is, but it kind of looks like vomit. So I'm gonna take a few minutes to take care of these seats. Once those seats are nice and clean, the last thing to do is the carpet itself. But first things first, let's knock down these rear seats. Alrighty, the seats are all done. Let me show them to you guys. Now they're still a little wet, so some spots look a little different than the other ones, but I just really wanted to make sure we removed that stain there, and we went ahead and did just that. These seats look amazing. However, they do smell like chemicals, so we're gonna let this car air dry a little longer, and then we'll move on to the floor. The floor is literally all we got left. And this is what I'm most excited for, just because of this stain over here. Now, is it gonna be completely removed? I doubt it. Is it gonna look better than how it does now? Yes, of course, that's what we're trying to do. So now that everything else is nice and clean, I want to go ahead and vacuum the carpet. Once we vacuum the carpet, we're gonna pull out the degreaser and brush and just do what we did throughout this whole video. And then we'll be able to finally put the seats back. Now I have two kinds of vacuums. I have this 12-gallon 6.5 horsepower vacuum, and then this 2-gallon, well, 1.5 gallon 2 horsepower vacuum. So I'm gonna use this one right here. Check this interior out. Now those stains right there are part of the carpet. Trust me when I tell you that that is hard, kind of feels like gum, but the interior does look better than how we started, so that's all I really wanted to do. I went ahead and did the passenger side off screen. This is how it looks. This side of the carpet is in better condition, so it is gonna look better than that side. But where the most stains were right here, so very happy we got all of them out. Now I do want to give the carpet a few minutes to air dry, or else the seats are gonna get that scent underneath them and it's gonna stay there. But all I got left to do is to put those seats on there and we'll call it a day. Alright, floor mats are no longer in the trunk. They are now on the car. I went ahead and modified one of them, so I did cut it out to make sure it fit in the middle. I know floor mats are meant to get dirty, but I am not looking forward to getting this floor mat dirty again. There is just one thing left to do before we end this video. Adding our little tree scent. Unlike putting this scent on all my cars, but that's the cherry on top. Now that this interior is nice and clean, we can move on to these door panels. Check this out. This whole thing is coming off from the bottom, from the top, and it's even worse on that side. So next time you guys see me, we're gonna be working on that. I'm gonna show you guys this product that I came across that's gonna help me get that looking right. So until then, this is Javi from Javi's Productions. Peace out, my friends.